Hello everyone, my name is Anant. I am the product owner for Document AI. We shipped Document AI as a part of Data 360 a few months back, and since then it's very heartening to see all the adoption and all the use cases being unlocked. And we have also been listening to our customers and to our community. And based on all those conversations, I'm happy to talk about some features that we released, our team had worked on and released now. And so we'll be quickly showing those features. And to showcase this feature, I'm going to use the Github repo that I had shared with all of you some time back. And so this is a public repo that I created. This was during the time of our pilots going live. And I had updated this repo with the new capabilities of Document AI. So I'll be using this repo and these test application to kind of showcase these new capabilities. This is running locally on my computer, and this is actually hitting the Salesforce Data Cloud Document AI APIs. So before I get into the specific features, I have three exciting features to talk about. But before that, I want to first quickly show you the UI, this updated UI, because some of the changes are there. So like, as you know, you can upload like a file. Let's say I want to upload, in this particular case, let's say a bank statement, and I want to extract the data from the bank statement. And for that, you can actually create the schema for the extraction, right? Like you can mention what are the fields you want to extract, and some of the fields you might want to give a prompt which is specific for that particular field. In this particular case, we are extracting the full address. So you can include all these prompts in natural language. And once you have this prompt, the schema, you can actually go ahead and update it here. And right now I'm just showing your base functionality of this GitHub repo so that we'll talk about some of the new capabilities. And so what this does is that it'll hit the APIs of Data Cloud, Document AI APIs to extract the data from this document using the schema that we just talked about. You can actually see the raw JSON. And one thing that I added as a part of this update to the repo is that I have actually added the developer reference where you can actually see the actual data going in the wire. And so you can add, there's also some sample code in Apex that you can copy paste so that you can find it handy. So with that, I will actually go and talk about the actual features, the new features of Document AI. And first we'll see it in the UI, and then we'll come back to the test bed to see how to access those capabilities through API. So the first feature that I want to talk about is what is called as the like a schema config. So what I mean by schema config is, let us say this is a file, let's say this is a resume that you want to extract, and these are some of the fields that you want to extract. Like just the way you saw before, you can actually extract those fields and you can define those prompts. Each of the prompt that you have is specific to that particular field, right? So for example, let's say name is there. You can actually go ahead and add a prompt which is whatever that you want to include. We can say include first name and last name. But the important thing is this this particular prompt is individual, is specific to that particular field, right? It is not applicable to the whole document. So some of the feedback we got was we want the ability to, customers want the ability to send natural language instructions which are applicable to the entire document. So that's what we have added as the a prompt field, which is called under the tab called schema. And so let us say, just for the purposes of demo, one of the thing I want to do is, if this document has multiple languages and I want all the outputs to be in a normalized to a particular language, I would go ahead and add a prompt, something like this. I will say that always output the data in, let's say, Hindi or English, irrespective of what it is mentioned in the document itself. So this is just an example, just to showcase this capability. And now the same extraction will happen using the same document, same model, but now you can see that all the output is actually extracted in Hindi. And this can give you a sense of where this can be used. I hope this feature makes sense. Now we will actually do the same thing with the API. So I'm going to upload the same document, and I'm going to use so this is the schema, the same schema that we saw, but in JSON format. So I'm going to copy the schema and I'm going to put it here. And similar to the previous thing, we had a document level schema. So I've copied that and I put it here. So this is a new feature in the GitHub repo that I've added to kind of showcase how this same capability can be accessed through the API. And let's see what happens. And so the output has come, and you can see that all the textual information is now translated to Hindi because we added this schema, which is an optional parameter. And more importantly, you can actually go here and see how this is actually added to the request. So you can see here is the URL, the Salesforce API URL, which is being hit. And you can see that the schema, the schema config is updated with that, and that kind of gives you an idea of how to use this feature. I hope that makes sense. With that, I will talk about the next feature, which is what is called as the confidence score. What confidence scores means is confidence score is just a number between 0 to 1, which kind of tells you for each field of extraction or each record in a table, it kind of tells you what is the confidence that the model thinks that particular field value is. The reason why we are doing this is because, see, it's one thing to demo the capability of all this extraction, but when you want to embed document AI as a part of core enterprise workflows, you want very high credibility and authority of the data that is extracted. So one of the ways customers do that is if the confidence score is less than a certain number, let's say it's 0.4, I would want a human being to review this before I, let's say, persist it to a S object or use it in an agent. Whereas if it's above 0.8, then I automatically then can do those actions without human intervention. And so that's why we ship this feature. Now, if you include this checkbox, it's just an optional parameter to the API. That parameter gets added. And then you can see the output. The JSON has those confidence scores for every single field of extraction. So if you go to the raw JSON, you would see that every field now has a confidence score. And as I mentioned, this is a confidence score numbers between 0 to 1. That's the second feature. And again, you can go down to the reference and you can see that for confidence score, this is an optional parameter called extract data with confidence score equal to true. With that, I'll go to the third feature. And for this feature, I'm going to use a bank statement. And so I'm going to quickly open the bank statement to show you what we are going to use for testing. So this is a random data, but this, you can see it's a 6-page bank statements. And so there are transactions across 6 pages. And so what we are going to do is let's first trigger the transaction extraction. But let's extract the full set of pages. So this is the optional parameter called page range, which I have not set here. If I don't set that, then all the 6 pages are used for extracting. And we'll wait for this to complete, and then we will explore how to access the page ranges. So you can see that the extraction is completed, and just compare the document with this. So you can see the last page, the last transaction is something called as UPI gift, and its amount value is 875. And we will see in the output that we got from the API, sure enough, we have got the same transaction, 875 UPI gift. Now, let us say my use case demands that I only extract it from the first, let's say, 4 pages. So I'll give the same document, same schema, but I add this optional parameter of 1 to 4. Now you will see that only the first 4 pages are used for extraction. And let's look at the raw output, and we will see that if you go to the last transaction, something called as UPI electricity bill, and it's of the amount 2,850. And let's go back to this file. This is page 5 and this is page 4. And sure enough, this is the exact last transaction of the 4th page. That's happening because we passed this start and end pages as optional parameters. You can see here page 1, start page is equal to 1 and end page equal to 4. That's pretty much what I wanted to show, and I invite all of you to run this locally. It's very, very easy to set up. The main thing you have to do is update the environment file to point to the Salesforce org, and after that you should be pretty set. I hope you try this out, you have fun, and do let me know in your comments any feedback or any use cases that you find exciting based on these three new features. I hope this was useful. Thank you.